Hi everyone, welcome to our preview for our match against Chelsea. I'm joined by Chelsea fan Amr here. Yes, bro, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I hope everyone's keeping well. Just so happy after that semi-final win. Wasn't a great first half performance, but it was a very solid second half performance. So excited now for the game on Wednesday.
Yeah, I didn't see much of your game, but I saw obviously the end result. It seemed like a comfortable 2-0 win in the end. Looking at the stats as well, you guys dominated most of the game, had more chances, had more shots on target. So what would you say? It was quite comfortable?
Yeah, so the first half was like it was quite a poor first half. Either team weren't showing too much quality. Palace had a few good counter attacks, and if it wasn't for Christiansen, and I think James had very good recovery runs, then we would have been in a bit of trouble. Um, So first half wasn't great. Second half we turned it on a bit more, and then we got a good goal off the streak. Really good strike. Ball comes out after a play, and then it goes right. He hits it right in the corner. Mason Mount, good finish, and the Timo Werner played really well. To find Mason Mount to easily slot in the corner, 2-0 win. So we're happy, but it wasn't a vintage performance. But then in football, you can't expect a team to play 100% every game. You can't expect us to do what we did at Madrid every game. So sometimes it does happen where you start slowly and then you work your way into the game. Um, yeah, so it was a good overall good result. Happy. Now we're into the final, and I think it's the first time they've had the same League Cup and FA Cup finalists back in the day. I think 1993 it was. Um, so yeah, it's going to be good. Repeat of the Carabao Cup. Time to get revenge, like Mason Mount said, and let's stop the quadruple. Let's win a trophy. Let's see what happens. I'm excited though.
You guys are in better form recently now. That's 3 wins in a row for you now. After having a couple of poor results, you bounced back well. That 6-0 win against Southampton, good win against Madrid. You went out in we lost for tie, but you won the game 3-1. So that's obviously an impressive result away at Madrid. And then, yeah, this 2-0 win on the weekend against Crystal Palace. Looking at our form, the complete opposite. We've lost our last 3 matches. Doing the show with you last week, our AAA show, and talking about how it was really important. We bounced back against Southampton, a couple of bad results, but it didn't go our way. I wouldn't say it was a really poor performance. We didn't play that badly. Their goalkeeper had an amazing game, but we're just lacking cutting edge. We know our striker situation. Lacazette was out with COVID. Not that he's been playing that well recently anyway. And then we put Eddie in there. He was really poor. So didn't take our chances. A couple that we did create. Like I say, their keeper played really well. It was really unfortunate for us as well that the injuries we've had have come at a really bad time. Tini out for the season. Partey as well looks like he's going to be out of the season as well. And our squad is thin. And these couple of injuries are to key players for us. So it's really affected us badly. We're not in good form at all. Not confident going into our game. But, if there's a game to get the players up for it, London Derby, Chelsea, we know how important it is. We're still in the race for the top 4. That's the good thing, that even though we've had 3 losses in a row, Tottenham messed up on the weekend against Brighton, so we're still right behind them, only 3 points behind them with this game in hand. It is a hard game in hand away to you guys, but just looking over the stats, we've actually played quite well against you recently. So in the last 5 matches we played against each other, we've had 3 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw. We do have a poor record in general at Stamford Bridge, but we did win the last one there last season 1-0. So hopefully, got to be optimistic that we can go there, play well. In terms of that match now, so what's your thoughts on the dangers we pose to you?
I'll be completely honest. I'm not really scared of your attack that much in terms of your. I'm not scared of Lacazette,
He
even though
won't be
he
there.
has moments.
He's not going to be there.
Oh,
That will
still
close.
be out. Okay, so um, I'll probably prefer he played because now if you have Martinelli up front, or if you have even Pepe up front as like a false nine, or someone just having someone that's got speed up front is a little bit more worrying than Lacazette. But you got good creative players, like Odegaard, Emil Smith Rowe is a good player. But then again, you're on midfield. This is the thing now. See, I think I'd be a lot more cautious about the game if you had Partey in midfield because Xhaka and Partey is a good partnership with Odegaard as attacking mid. But now seeing someone like Sambi Lokonga with Xhaka, it doesn't. I feel like our midfield will get the better of your midfield. Just depends on how Arsenal play as well. I think where you'll get success against us is if you press us very high. I mean, proper high press. Because if we have someone like a Jorginho playing, Jorginho Reese has not been playing that great. So then he lost the ball quite a few times against Palace actually. And maybe he should have got fouls that were on him. But in general, he was getting pressed quite highly, which you're going to do to Jorginho, especially when he's on bad form. So I mean, you have got a lot of threat, but I'm not really worried about this game, because like you said, the injury to Partey, I don't know who you're going to play up front, but even whoever you do play up front is not an out-and-out striker because Martinelli or anyone else is not out-and-out striker. So it's going to be interesting how you do it, how you set up. Maybe you go for a three at the back. I don't know, but it's going to be interesting how you guys do. But like I said, the form you're in now, yeah, I'm confident we're going to win this game. And I think if we win this game, I think we're guaranteed to get third now. If we win this game, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good game, like you said, London derby, under the lights at the bridge. So it'll be a good game. It'll be a very good game. Obviously, semi-final of the FA Cup's a bit. It takes a toll on the players. Hoping we can rotate some players, but yeah, I'm confident for the game.
As you said, you just played a semi-final. Plus, you played 2 big matches recently against Real Madrid in the Champions League. So a lot of fatigue involved in the last week or 2 for you guys. We've not been in any cup competitions or in Europe, so we've only been playing 1 game a week. So we should be fresher. And you guys might rotate. Also, you might take your eye off the ball a little bit because, kind of top 4 is secured for you. Say you've got quite a big gap between yourselves and the rest of us that are competing for the top 4. So maybe you take your eye off the ball. Looking at your team, like I said, I didn't see much of your game against Crystal Palace, but I did see you guys against Madrid. You looked very good. At the moment, Kai Havertz is really on fire for you guys. As you're saying, Tino Werner as well. I've seen he's been playing well. And you've got a lot of good options. That's one thing. You've got a lot of depth in your squad. Even if you do rotate some players, the ones that come in are very good players as well and able to do a very good job. Where do you think you'll go in terms of making some changes then? If you do make any changes, who do you think will be rested from the FA Cup match?
It's interesting because, I think obviously Mendy will start in goal, but maybe we'll bring in Christiansen. Maybe we'll bring in Thiago Silva for Christiansen at centre-back because Thiago Silva was on the bench. Aspie might get a rest because obviously he's getting on now. So we maybe play Trevor Chalobah right centre-back and then push James at right wing-back. Left wing back, I think we'll stick to Alonso. I mean, he's played a few games, but there's no one else we can play at that position. Sal can play as a left wing back, but that's not really his position, and he gets found out sometimes. And and if you play someone like a Pepe, he might get found out a lot more because Pepe, on his game when he plays well, he's really good, and he's very quick. In midfield, Kovacic unfortunately got injured in the semi-final, so that was disappointing. So maybe a Kante Jorginho partnership. And Loftus-Cheek played really well, so I'd like to see Kante and Loftus-Cheek. Kante was a substitute in the game against Palace, so he'll start. So maybe Loftus-Cheek and Kante will be a good midfield pair. And the front 3, we could maybe change Mount for Ziyech, but I wouldn't do that. I'd keep Mount in, but just depends on what Tuchel thinks. He's there with them in training and seeing how they feel physically and mentally. So, I trust what he does. If you want to rotate, I wouldn't say overly rotate because it's not like it's not like it's a dead game for us because it's still not confirmed third spot. So I'd say if few players getting rotated is okay, but overall, honestly, a strong team. I wouldn't start Lukaku. He's not starting this game. He missed a sitter actually against Palace, but it was unlucky, I guess, as well. But it was a sitter, so it's difficult to defend missing chances like that. But he's got good spells of. Lukaku's hit and miss. Sometimes he's really good. Sometimes he really some games I've seen him recently where he's come on as a sub and played really well. But then sometimes you look at him and think, yeah, he's doing absolutely nothing. So hopefully he gets back to form. Maybe Christian Pulisic can start as well instead of Timo Werner. But for me, Mount and Werner are firing, so you start them. and you keep that going, unless they come out, and tell the manager that they're tired, and if they're tired, then you should, rest them. But yeah, we'll have a few changes, but I don't think too many. A few enforced, like I said, with Kovacic. So we'll see what team we start. But yeah, it'll be similar to the semi-final. Just a few changes. I think we should do anyway, or I hope so.
Okay, and what's your correct score prediction?
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be 2-0 Chelsea. I think we're gonna control the game. I think you guys are gonna try and sit back. I can imagine Arteta playing a defensive system, even though I think you should press us. If you want to get joy, you have to press us high, but I don't think he'll do that against us. Well, you might do. See what tactics he plays, Arteta. But I think we're going to control the game. I think you're going to frustrate us in the first half. And the second half, I think we'll find a bit of quality that we do a lot. We get better in the second half. We find a bit more quality, find that final pass that we need, and I think we'll win 2-0. Yeah, it's an interesting game, but I think 2-0. What do you think? What's your prediction?
It's difficult for me to be confident right now, the way we're playing, the injuries we have as well. But it's got to bounce back. The big game, when you're playing against the better teams, that can sometimes really lift the performances. What we've done in the last 3 games is not good enough. 0 points from 9 against them 3 teams has put a lot of pressure on us. After we play you, we've got to play Man United at home, West Ham away. So it's a real difficult 3 games coming up for us. Playing away at the Bridge, it's always hard there. We know, as I said, in general, our record has been poor there. I think it'd be pushing it to expect us to win. Hope for a win, obviously, but I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think it'll be an entertaining, high-scoring game.
What about Emirates, when Lukaku bullied your defenders? That was his debut, Chelsea debut at the Emirates. And he bullied Mari.
That was right at the start of the season when we were just, new players coming into the team. We had some situations with COVID as well, and, things were a bit of a mess for us. We've recovered it so well, and now we've just gone and lost 3 games in a row again. I saw a stat that this is the first season since 1983-84, about twice in the same season we've had 3 losses in a row. So it's really been a long time since this has happened, and it's disappointing what we're going through at the moment. But look at our squad; we've got a lot of young players. I was saying there, Martinelli, when he scored against you a couple of years ago, he was just coming into the team. Now I hope Arteta gives him the chance up front. We see Eddie do nothing. So I really hope Arteta says, you know what, let's play Martinelli down the middle. Like you say, the pace, if we try and hit you with pace, if we have like a front 3 of Saka, Martinelli and Pepe, I think that's a lot of pace, and that could cause you guys a lot of trouble.
My mistake. I completely forgot about Nketiah, because you don't think of it. I mean, I remember Nketiah back in the day. He was he out on loan, or I'm surprised he's still at your club, and isn't his contract running out? So it's a bit.
And I won't be sad to see him leave. Like, he's not good enough. Unfortunately, he's been given a few chances now. This was his big chance against Southampton, where he's been coming off a bench looking a bit lively, had the good shot, hit the bar the other day against Brighton, and he's had a couple of nice cameos coming off a bench against Wolverhampton. He's done really well, set up a goal and played well there. But he had the chance against Southampton, starting for the first time for a long time. He had that big opportunity to try and do something, make something happen, but he wasn't able to. And we were lacking possession. So it wasn't one of them games where he was getting frozen out. We had a lot of the ball, didn't see him want the ball enough or make the right runs. His positioning was poor. The runs off the ball, he just wasn't doing good enough. He's not the striker of the level we need if we want to be competing with the top teams in the Premier League. So yeah,
he missed some big chances. Big chances. I've seen him miss some big chances, I think.
Yeah,
from some of the highlights I've seen of Arsenal.
Yeah, against Everton, that chance he missed there. He's not that real out and out goal scorer that we need. That's something we're gonna have to address in the summer. Hopefully, we can get that real out and out 20+ goal a season striker that we really need. But yeah, so looking at this game, you guys going into it will definitely be the favourites. And for us, I think a draw would be a positive result. It would mean that we close the gap up to Tottenham. It would only be 2 points behind them, level games. But we still got to play them at White Hart Lane, so beating them there. But it still leaves it in our hands. This run of games we got coming, if we get a draw with you guys and can beat Man United and West Ham, that's 7 points. I think that would be a very good outcome for us. I know it's been a bit optimistic the way we've just played in these last 3 games, but we've got to keep optimistic, got to keep believing. There's still a lot to play for. All right, we want a poor run, but we can pick ourselves up. What better game than to do it against our London rivals? Such a big opportunity. So it's going to be interesting. One last thing before we go, I just want to ask you your thoughts as it stands on your season in general. So obviously, at the start of the season, you'll be looking to try and win the Premier League or the Champions League. But we know that's not going to happen now. We know there's been a lot of issues with you off the field as well, but you managed to get to a Carabao Cup final. You're now in the FA Cup final as well. You're looking pretty secure for 3rd place in the league. What's your thoughts on your season in general?
So it's a tricky one because at the start of the season, like you said, we bought Lukaku in. We were favourites to win the league at a point, weren't we? After I think we beat you guys, we beat Spurs away, and then I think we were favourites to win the league at a point. But then we realised we got kind of taken back to reality in terms of that we're not at the level of City and Man City and Liverpool. I mean, you look at them this season, and I've spoken about them in many videos, on the channel, that they're a different level. So I can't be angry at the players or the manager or anyone for not competing with these guys. We can make it happen. Hopefully, ownership comes in soon. We get, owners that are willing to recruit the right players, spend the right money. Carabao Cup final, that was an amazing game. We gave everything, so I can't be disappointed. I can't be disappointed with the players. I can just say that I'm very proud of the players for that. And now we got to the FA Cup final, so I'm proud of them for getting to these finals. But football is all about winning now, so I don't care about getting to 2 finals and losing them. We have to win this FA Cup final. And I hope the players understand that. There's no trophies for getting to finals. There's nothing. For me, in my opinion, look at the essence of football.
Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention is that you did win the Super Cup, and you did win the World Club Championship as well. So
World Club Cup,
trophies as well you've had this season.
If we win the FA Cup, I'll be content. I'll be happy / content. I wouldn't be, going crazy about winning the FA Cup, but I'll be proud of the players, and we deserve it. I think everything we're given this season, I hope we really can get the FA Cup, get some revenge over Liverpool, and to win the FA Cup will be earned because we to beat Liverpool with this strong Liverpool team, to win it, will be a big accomplishment, for us. But we need to be going for the league title in a few years. That's our big. We haven't won it since 2017, since Antonio Conte's first season. So want to win the Premier League. I think we should be in a semi-final. So I'm proud of these players because we really and truly should be in a semi-final against Man City. If it wasn't for players making little mistakes after going 3-0 up. But it's football, it happens. You play. We were the better team. We didn't go through, but that's football. That's it happens. Sometimes we get lucky. Maybe there's amount of times where Chelsea maybe didn't deserve to go through and gone through. Maybe like in 2012 when we won the Champions League. Maybe we didn't deserve to win it. But the passion and spirit we showed to win it in 2012, was amazing. So yeah, content and happy. If we don't win the FA Cup, then I'm content, and it's nothing special then for me. Obviously, I know we won the Club World Cup and the Super Cup, but for me, their trophies that led on from last season. I'm talking about, this season, the end of this season. What are we winning? So I'll be content if we don't win the FA Cup. I'll be happy if we win the FA Cup. It's very important, this FA Cup, I think. I think we've finished 3rd, and I think that's the least we should be doing with the team we have, the squad we have. I don't think we should be finishing lower than 3rd. So, yeah, for me, it's all about keeping standards high, never letting them drop. We can't be getting too excited about a top 3 finish when our aim was to win the league. So we can be content. It's okay. Top 4 is okay, or top 3. We'll have to win the FA Cup. I hope the players understand how important it is to win this tournament. We've lost 5 finals in a row at Wembley. Make sure it's not the 6th, because that won't be. It would be very bad. It's keep carrying on this kind of Wembley curse that we have. So I'm sure the players will give everything in this final, and I'm sure the players will get 3rd spot. So I can't fault the players. They gave everything. I just don't think we're at the level of Man City and Liverpool. So I don't think it's necessarily Thomas Tuchel's fault or it's a fault of the players. I just think we need some more time to get to the level of these players. People forget Guardiola took time and spent a lot of money to get his team. Jurgen Klopp took a long time, spent money differently than Guardiola, but spent quite a bit of money, from sales of Coutinho and buying the right players in, finding people like Luis Diaz And people like Robertson who played for Hull, no one would ever thought he'd be one of the best left backs in the world, played for Hull City. But then that's just obviously good coaching from Klopp and a good scouting system. So we need to do that. We need to find the right players and make us go to that level where Man City and Liverpool are in the next few years. And I hope we can do that. But
long term, obviously, we want to be competing more with the likes of Liverpool and Man City. We're quite far from. If you guys are far from, we're even further far from right now. And
yeah,
we got when you watch them play each other, the quality of the football on display. We talked about it. Their Premier League match. We saw it again in the FA Cup semi-final as well. We know there's strength and depth of their squads. So we're still far away from that. Like you say, it's a process. It doesn't happen quickly. You've got to have some patience. And for us, I think we're still at least 2-3 seasons away. I think you lot, if you have a good transfer window in the summer, you could close the gap quite quickly. And then for us, I think we need at least 2 more years to close, if not a bit longer, to close the gap on them. But that's the benchmark. That's what we're all trying to reach. And hopefully then, if we can all reach there and you have 4 or 5 teams competing for the Premier League, it makes it even more exciting and fun to watch. So yeah, hopefully we get to them levels. But yeah, looking at tomorrow, hopefully my boys can beat your boys. And when I see you on the Triple A show, I'll be the one smiling.
Well, I'll still be champion Europe until May.
Oh, my,
so I'll be the one. I'll still be the one
1
smiling.
month
So don't worry about that.
1 month after that. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Thanks for your time.
And not just that, not until the World Club Cup gets won by another team, we're still World Club Cup champions. So I'll take it. But yeah, take care, man. Take care. Thanks for having me on the show. It was good to discuss this game. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good game. But I think I'm confident we're going to win 2-0. Come on, the boys in blue. Big performance on Wembley. Now let's finish it up by a big performance under the lights at the bridge.
Let's hope not. Come on, Arsenal.